Shout out to Omaha Steaks for sponsoring this update. Holidays mean lots of food, and you get so happy to go to Food Belly, and you can be the hero of the food without breaking the bank. You can get the family gift pack from Omaha Steaks for $49.99. That's 75% off for this deal. It's a lot of food. It's so much food. And you can get that when you go to omahasteaks.com and enter our offer code, The Know, all one word, in the search bar. Welcome to The Know. I'm Ashley. It's Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. And the big gaming story this week is obviously last night's Game Awards. The results are in. The world premiere dates have aired. The cringes have been had. But all in all, it was a really great show, especially for some of the big award winners. In all, Breath of the Wild took top honors for the Game of the Year award, as well as Best Direction and Best Action Adventure. Wolfenstein 2 won Best Action Game. Cuphead won Best Indie Game. Nier Automata won Best Score. Melina Juergens won Best Performance for Hellblade. What Remains of Edith Finch took Best Narrative, and Overwatch won Best Ongoing Game. And Persona, Best RPG. Yes, that's my personal favorite one. I'm so happy that it took an award. The Last of Us Part 2 also was named the most anticipated game. Super Mario Odyssey took Best Family Game, and there were a lot of awards, but they were all very well deserved. They all went to great games. Sadly, no Hydro Robot this year, so I think we can all be a little sad about that. But, of course, the big draw of the Game Awards, in addition to the awards, is always those world premieres and big announcements. There was a lot of hype leading into the announcements this year, and, well, the jury's out. We definitely got some great news. Platinum Games and Nintendo did announce a partnership to bring not only Bayonetta 1 and 2 ports over to the Switch in February, but also the Switch exclusive Bayonetta 3. That one's got no release date yet, though. Bandai Namco showed up to trot out the brand new Soul Calibur 6, releasing in 2018 on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. Nintendo also unveiled the Breath of the Wild Champions Ballad DLC, complete with the super awesome Master Cycle, and yeah, that's out now. They did that whole mic drop thing. They like that. Plus, From Software released a trailer for something. It was 10 seconds long, showed some kind of torture device, and included the phrase "shadows die twice." They haven't really been super clear if it's like a title or tagline or what, but it was shared by the Bloodborne account, so we kind of think it's potentially a sequel or a spin-off or something of that. On top of all that, we got release dates for A Way Out, which is coming in March 2018, and the 1.0 release of PUBG, which will be December 20th. Just made it across the finish line, guys. You made it this year. There were also plenty of new trailers to get excited about for games that have been previously announced, like Death Stranding, which they've released some weird trailers already, but it may have given us its most what the fuck look yet. We get to see Norman Reedus' character Sam on what might be an exploration on an alien planet, which is then promptly massacred by giant invisible monsters, and then people get ingested by black goo, and one guy starts stabbing himself, and they've got weird lamp/alien detectors on their backs. Oh, and Norman Reedus has a baby inside him giving the thumbs up. The finger guns, what's up? Look, I don't know, I'm just as confused as anyone else. If it's any consolation, the people in it don't seem to know what's up either. Anyway, maybe we got to see some of those titular strands that Kojima keeps talking about, and at least we have a sort of hint about the bad guys we're facing. But other than that, still no gameplay, still no release date. It'll probably be a while, but we can all be super confused. Honestly, like, even once it comes out, we're still not gonna know what's going on. Also, from the Game Awards last night, we got a release date for Sea of Thieves and a whole lot of details to share about the upcoming Pirate Warfare game, which comes out on March 20th for Windows 10 and Xbox One. We also learned a lot more about the game. You'll inhabit a shared world with other pirate players, which we did know about. There is crossplay between PC and Xbox One gamers, which is pretty cool. There's also a big selection of pirates and, of course, pirate outfits to choose from, and it also looks like the game will have a reputation system that culminates in you becoming a pirate legend. What happens when we're all legends remains to be seen. You'll also be dealing with a wide variety of threats, and not just from your fellow players. The game's website says, should you find yourself nose to nose with a starving shark, fending off the skeletal mob that's overrun a tumble-down fort, or facing down some other unforeseen menace, you'll need to make full use of your wits, weapons, and environment to survive. Sounds like fun. I mean, honestly, they had me at pirates, and also I really like the art style, but Yeah, it still got me. In addition to all the stuff we've mentioned, the Game Awards saw some smaller reveals as well. The Astronauts, developers of The Vanishing of Ethan Carter and former founders of People Can Fly, unveiled their dark fantasy FPS Witchfire with no release dates or release platforms. We also learned the former designer of Payday and Payday 2 has founded a new studio called 10 Chambers Collective, which released a trailer for their 4-player cooperative horror shooter, GTFO. In the game, you apparently play as a team of scavengers forced to explore and extract valuable artifacts from a vast underground complex that's been overrun by horrifying monsters. THQ Nordic was also on hand to dish out a new early access survival game, Fade to Silence, which will be launching next week on Steam, and Campo Santo debuted the gorgeous In the Valley of Gods, a treasure hunting game that might beat other walking simulator. I mean, I would assume they're good at those. Anyway, that one's due out 2019. It looks like you will have to wait a little bit longer for some things, in particular Far Cry 5. Ubisoft announced yesterday that the game will be delayed. Don't worry too much, don't panic, the delay won't be super long. The game is moving from February 27th, 2018 to March 27th, 2018. So it's just a month and it will still get them in that fiscal year. According to Ubisoft, the extra time will allow the team at Ubisoft Montreal to make some additional improvements that will bring the best, most ambitious Far Cry experience in line with the team's original vision. And it only takes a month. In addition to the Far Cry 5 delay, they did also say the Crew 2 will likely get a delay to the summer from March, and an unannounced project is getting pushed back from fiscal year 2018-2019 to 2019-2020. All interesting that all their major games for the next calendar year being affected by some of these issues. I don't know, maybe they got spooked by some of these live service backlash things that have been coming up against the fall's AAA games, or maybe they're just frantically reworking microtransactions and loot boxes in those games so they don't suffer the Battlefront 2 treatment. We'll see. The developer of Fortnite says that gamers absolutely deserve crossplay functionality. At the Game Awards last night, Epic Games Worldwide Creative Director Donald Mustard said that the industry needs to introduce crossplay between competing consoles. You might remember that earlier this year, Epic unlocked crossplay between PS4 and Xbox One accidentally, but then quickly shut it off and said it was an accident. Microsoft has been pretty open to that idea this generation, but Sony, not so much. Of course, that probably has to do with like the fact that Sony's been selling the most consoles this generation too, so they don't really need to, and they don't feel like they should be sharing their user base with Microsoft, potentially. Meanwhile, the juggernaut that is Fortnite's Battle Royale mode continues to roll. Last night, Epic said that they're up to 30 million overall players, which is huge considering it feels like we just reported that they had passed 20, and 1.3 million concurrent players, which is extraordinarily impressive. And they also said that a 50 versus 50 game mode for Battle Royale will be available for a limited time through December 17th. So if you want to play on a huge team, now's your chance. Speaking of teams, Russia may be out of the Olympics next year, the real-life Olympics that is, but not the video game version. Ubisoft says that, despite being banned for cheating, Russia will stake in its winter sports game Steep Road to the Olympics. It's an expansion to the 2016 game Steep, and it was released just a few days ago on December 5th, which coincidentally was the same day that Russia was banned from the Olympics for widespread doping. Talk about bad timing. Ubisoft told Kotaku, though, that there are no existing plans to patch Russia out of Steep Road to the Olympics. It is worth noting, though, that some Russian athletes still might compete in the Olympics, just neutral uniform and without the Russian flag or anthem. Their entry, like their parade, is going to be real weird. Is the universe ready for an R-rated Star Trek? Sounds weird, but it could happen. Now, we've heard that Quentin Tarantino is interested in making a Star Trek movie and that he recently pitched the idea to J.J. Abrams. Well, apparently that's more than just a rumor because Tarantino recently met with a bunch of writers, including Mark L. Smith, who wrote The Revenant and is now considered a frontrunner to write the Tarantino Star Trek screenplay, which is weird because generally Tarantino writes his own stuff, but apparently Tarantino wants the movie to be rated R, and Paramount and Abrams have agreed, so that would be a first on a couple of different fronts, to say the least. We finally got a look at the trailer for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and it's just full of dinosaur goodness. weirdness too, but goodness. In the trailer, we see Chris Pratt playing Dinosaur Whisperer, bonding with a baby dinosaur. It's so cute. And then in another scene, we see Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, Owen and Claire, running alongside a stampede of dinosaurs as Isla Nublar erupts all around them in volcanic fury. But the big news is that Jeff Goldblum is back. That's right. Ian Malcolm delivers the trailer's coup de grace, saying, "These creatures were here before us, and if we're not careful, they're gonna be here after us." He always gets the best lines. Anyway, the movie hits theaters in June of next year, so more dinosaurs very soon. Are Ben Affleck's days numbered as Batman? I mean, we've talked about this a little bit before. It seems there's been some rumblings, but that could be developing according to Variety, which reported that he is expected to appear as the Caped Crusader in the standalone Flash movie, but it's now highly unlikely that he'll star in the standalone Batman movie that's going to be directed by Matt Reeves, which means they really might be, pulling that Flashpoint like ace out of their pocket just to change it up. The director apparently wants fresh talent. Ouch, dude. And rumor has it that Jake Gyllenhaal might be considered. Meanwhile, Warner Brothers is apparently planning to shake up DC Films after the disappointing response to Justice League. That includes removing John Berg, who currently runs DC Films' production division, and Warner Brothers is reportedly now searching for his replacement. Again, this is due to the relatively low box office for Justice League, which has made $570 million worldwide in its first 3 weeks. That's not like a failure, that's a lot of money to make, but it did cost upwards of $300 million to make, so the bar is a lot higher than it would be for a non-blockbuster film. It'll still be making money, it'll perform probably the same sort of level overall as Wonder Woman and BVS and all those, but they had higher hopes. Anyway, it's safe to say that things aren't going very well at DC Films these days, but if you think about it, a shakeup could be good for them. It could help to sort of get that cohesive vision in there, like get someone in there who knows exactly how they want things to be. They need to find their Kevin Feige. Anyway, that's the news for this roundup. Let us know what you think of all these stories in the comments down below. To make sure you get news from every corner of the internet every weekday, like this video. If you're new to this channel, subscribe to The Know. We talk fast and do news a lot. Thanks to Omaha Steaks for sponsoring this update. Look, we've had Omaha Steaks as a sponsor before, so some of you may have tried them. They are pretty awesome for the holidays because this is the time of year when all the food comes out. Omaha Steaks is offering their family gift pack for $49.99, which is 75% off, and it's so much food for that price. We're talking 2 filet mignons, 2 top sirloins, 2 boneless pork chops, 4 boneless chicken breasts, 4 kielbasa sausages, 4 burgers, 4 potatoes au gratin, 4 caramel apple tartlets, which are a true delight, a seasoning packet, and because that wasn't all enough, 4 additional kielbasa sausages. So good luck fitting that in your freezer. They've actually sent this pack to us, and it is enough food to feed a small army, or at the very least, the cast and crew of The Know. I am a big fan of combining the fillets with the potatoes and with the caramel apple tartlets, so you get like, all the important food groups, but the sausages are really awesome too. Actually, I like to cut those up and use them in breakfast foods. Honestly, all pretty great though. We end up fighting over who gets what whenever it comes to the office. It becomes like this real Hunger Games situation, except it's like the full games. If you want to snag the family gift pack for $49.99, just visit omahasteaks.com and enter our code, THEKNOW, all one word, in the search bar to bring it up.